The Architect and the Artist. Aurelio sat on his stool, surrounded by the ghosts of half-finished canvases. The air in his studio was thick, with the scent of turpentine and the heavy weight of a blank page. He held a paintbrush, but it felt like a foreign object in his hand, a tool for a language he had forgotten how to speak. The door creaked open, and Cassia entered, a blueprint tube tucked under her arm. She didn't say a word, but her presence was a quiet comfort, a solid foundation in his swirling chaos. She walked over to him, her hand finding his shoulder, and the tension in his body began to melt away. Years ago, they had been two young dreamers, their ambitions as vast as the city skyline they watched from a park bench. She, a brilliant architect with a mind for structure and design. He, a passionate artist with a soul full of color and light. They had promised to build a life together, each supporting the other's grand design. But the world was not always kind to dreams. Cassia's career had soared, her buildings touching the sky, while Aurelio's art remained grounded, unseen. He sat at his desk, a rejection letter from a gallery in his hand, the words a cold, hard blow to his spirit. He didn't have to say a word. Cassia saw the defeat in his eyes and made a decision. She sat on the studio floor, her hands in his, and told him she was taking a leave of absence from her firm. "Your dreams are our dreams," she said, her voice a promise. "Let's build this together." Their new life became a quiet rhythm of support. She managed their home, her architectural precision now applied to spreadsheets and household budgets. She would bring him coffee and a sandwich, a silent offering of love, and then return to her work, a quiet guardian of his creative space. With the pressure gone, Aurelio's spirit began to bloom. The blank canvas was no longer a source of dread, but a field of possibility. He worked with a new fervor, his movements confident and free, his frustration replaced with a vibrant, joyful passion. The night of the gallery opening was a blur of nervous excitement. Aurelio stood beside his masterpiece, a painting that thrummed with the energy of his soul. He held Cassia's hand, her presence a steady anchor in the sea of unfamiliar faces. An art critic, a woman with a sharp eye and a sharper tongue, approached him. "This," she said, gesturing to the painting, "is a masterpiece of modern expression. What was your inspiration?" Aurelio didn't hesitate. He looked at Cassia, his eyes filled with a love so deep it was a work of art in itself. Aurelio's career soared, his work celebrated around the world, but he never forgot the person who had built the foundation for his success. Years later, they would sit together in their home, surrounded by his art, their hands intertwined. Their love story, a masterpiece of quiet support and unwavering belief, was the most beautiful work of all.